Good morning, Math 2. Today is Thursday, October 29th. Hopefully, this is the last video that you have to watch of me because if all goes well, I will be back in school tomorrow. I am going to start today by going over our homework from last night, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over all of them because there's only 4 problems. Number 7, you had to compare -1/7 and -6/7. The way I told you to do these yesterday was to turn them into decimals. For this one, you really didn't have to. You could just compare the fractions. But let's go with what I told you yesterday, just to be consistent. 1 divided by 7 is -0.1428, blah, 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 blah. -6/7 is -6 divided by 7 is 0.85714, blah, 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 blah. Now, without the negative signs, if I took these negative signs away, which one is bigger? This one, definitely, right? With the 0.8 is bigger than 0.1. So without the negative signs, this one is definitely bigger. So with the negative signs, remember yesterday we said that makes the biggest one actually the smaller one. With the negative signs, the bigger number becomes the smaller number. So I would need to put this sign in between them. I need the small point pointing towards the small number. The other way to do this would be just to compare the fractions. Take away the negative signs, and 1/7 without the negative sign, 1/7 is the smaller one, 6/7 is the bigger one. So with the negative sign, this bigger fraction becomes the smaller fraction. For number 8, let's turn this into a decimal. We need to take 3 divided by 4. That's, oh, I don't need my calculator for that. That's 0.75. So this is -0.75. And then this is just -3. It's already a decimal. The decimal point's just invisible. It's right here. Now, forget about the negative signs. Without the negative signs, 3 is definitely bigger than 0.75. This one is the bigger number without the negative signs. So with the negative signs, the bigger number becomes the smaller number. And we will have that sign in between them again. The small side faces the small number. Number 19, we have to put these in order from least to greatest. And to do that, I'm going to turn them all into decimals. In your calculator, if you divide 3 divided by 2, you get 1.5. This is already a decimal. This one, in your calculator, if you take 3 divided by 4, you get 0.75. And the fraction is negative, so is the decimal. And that is already a decimal. Now let me see here. We've got 2 negatives, and then we've got 2 positives. So why don't we order the negative numbers first? Because negative numbers are always smaller than positive numbers. Then the positive numbers we'll put on the right. So let's start with these negative numbers. -0.75 and -1. I'm not sure about these, so I'm going to line them up. -0.75 and -1.0. Let me get a piece of paper here. Now, without the negative signs, this one is definitely bigger because 0.75 has a 0 in the ones place, and 1.0 has a 1 there. So without the decimal points, this one is the bigger one. I'm sorry, without the negative signs. Without the negative signs, this is the bigger number. So with the negative signs, that is actually the smaller number. So the smallest number on this list is -1.0. This would be the second smallest because it's the other negative number, and that was originally -3/4. So I'm going to put it on my list like that. Now I have to order these positive numbers. Positive numbers, I believe 0.25 is going to end up being smaller. This is like 25 cents, and this is like $1.50. So 25 cents is smaller than $1.50. So 0.25 comes next, and this is the biggest number on the list, which is 3/2. Okay, I have one more problem to do. One more problem. We had to do number 20. That's 7/3 and 2.4. And what are the others? Negative 6/25 and negative 1.34. All right. First off, let's turn these all into decimals. 7/3, I need to take 7 divided by 3. 7 divided by 3 is 2.3 repeating. 2.3333, blah, 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 blah. This one is already a decimal. This one needs to be turned into a decimal. It's going to be negative something. I need to do 6 divided by 25, which is 0.24. This is negative 0.24. And that one's already a decimal. Now I have to order these from least to greatest. And I noticed that these two numbers are positive, and these numbers are negative. So I'm going to order the negative ones first, because negative numbers are always smaller than positive ones. So I need to figure out which one's bigger and smaller between these two decimals. Negative 0.24, I need to compare that with negative 1.34. Now, let's look at these without the negative signs. Without the negative signs, this number has a 0 in the ones place. That number has a 1 in the ones place. So this one is definitely bigger without the negative signs. So with the negative signs, the bigger number becomes the smaller number. So negative 1.34 is the smallest number on our list. Negative 0.24 comes next. Now I have to order these numbers, these decimals. This is 2.3333 repeating. This one is 2.4. These are positive, so whatever's bigger is going to end up being bigger. It's not going to be the opposite, because these are positive numbers. In the ones place, they're both equal. In the tenths place, this has a 3 and that has a 4. 3 is less than 4, that means this is the smaller number. And that's the end of that. There's no negative signs in front of them, so the smaller number is the smaller number. This needs to come next on our list, 2.3 repeating, which was 7/3. And then the last one, the biggest number on the list, is positive 2.4. All right, kids, that was our homework. Now, for classwork today, you have 2 things that you're going to do. The first one is a cut and paste activity. You're going to be given this worksheet, and it says, oh, it's hard for you to see from back there. Let me move it up. This worksheet is where you're going to glue your answers on. So make sure you have your name on this. This is what you are going to glue your answers onto and actually turn in. The other page is, I can't get it, this one. This is where you're going to get the things that you're going to glue onto there. You will cut these out 1 row at a time. On this answer key, this first row says arrange capital A, capital B, C, D, E from greatest to least. So I will cut out that row, A, B, C, D, E, the capital letters. I'll cut out just that row. You're going to cut out 1 row at a time. You're not going to cut out all 50 million little blocks and then leave them laying on the floor of my classroom. You're going to cut out 1 row at a time. Then cut out each of these boxes, cut them apart, and then put them in order. It says from greatest to least. Make sure you read the directions for each line. So you will figure out their order from least to greatest. And if it's a fraction, like this one says 3 1/3, you can write on that box what the decimal is. When you turn it into a decimal, write it on the box. And then glue these in order. The next line says to do the next row from this, from least to greatest. The next row says to do the next row on this cutout sheet from greatest to least. After that, you do the lowercase a, b, c, d, e, f, g from greatest to least, and then lowercase h through m, least to greatest. So you're cutting out these boxes one row at a time and gluing them in the order it tells you to glue them on. If you finish this early, there is another worksheet that will give you some more practice. So Miss Tate will give you this worksheet if you finish this early. When you finish this, and I expect this glue and this cutting and gluing to be done by the end of class. When you finish this, make sure your name is on it, and you guys can set them out on the back counter. I would not stack them up until the glue dries because they'll all stick together. So put your name on it and set them out on the back counter. If you finish early, Ms. Tate is going to give you this to work on. Tomorrow in class, we are going to have a quiz, but I don't want anyone to freak out. It's going to be a very short quiz, and there aren't going to be a lot of negative numbers on it. I think I put like 1 negative number on the whole quiz. So don't freak out about the negative numbers. The quiz is going to be on how to turn fractions to decimals, how to turn decimals to fractions, and how to figure out which one is bigger and which is smaller. And like I said, I think there's only like 1 negative number on the whole thing. Okay, so you're going to do your cut and paste activity. Turn it in at the end of class, and I do expect that to be done. And then if you have extra time, you will work on this worksheet and go ahead and collect that at the end of class, but this one does not have to be finished. But I do expect the cutting and pasting to be finished. There's no homework tonight. There will be a very short, easy quiz tomorrow. And hopefully I will see you for that quiz. All right, I'm on the tablet. If you guys need me, let me know. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. I have to tell you your groups. Let me find the sheet. The last time I wasn't here and I told you guys to get into groups, Miss Tate lets you get into groups, I noticed there were a couple people left out. They were not invited to groups, and I don't like that at all. So I've chosen your groups for today. So first period, the people who are on the tablet, you guys are all one group. You may chat with each other if you need trouble, if you have any trouble with any problems. Another group is Kaylee, Bella, Calvin, and William. Another group is Josh, Alex, and Justin. Another group is Sammy, London, and Connor. And the last group is Jason, Brantley, and Jonathan. If anyone is not happy with their group, they can take their worksheet and they can go work by themselves in Miss Harris's office. Because you don't have to be best friends with these people. You have to sit next to them and be civil for the next few minutes. And I know that you can all handle that. So you're working on your cut and paste activity. You may work together, but everyone has to be doing their own work. All right, now I'm going to go for real this time. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.